Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of AM the PM with Amanda and Mark. How we doing this fine evening, Amanda?
Good.
She's good. She's good. Well, our topic this week is how I pissed Amanda off earlier. Not today. Yesterday, if memory serves correctly. Yes, yesterday.
Why don't you recap what happened?
Oh, a little his story, her story.
Yeah.
Okay, his side, her side. Okay, cool. All right. Try to give you my perspective here. Okay, so yesterday was Sunday. Went to work in the morning at the restaurant. Slave labor, not the topic though. Went there, and I was going to leave early. Plan was to leave early. Actually, we should start this a little further back. We did have a conversation, Amanda and I, on Saturday night. I was a little sweepy, and I can't remember the entire details of it, but I remember something that Amanda was going to go work at the nursery on Sunday morning. And then at around that time, somewhere, this is where it links back up. Like,
Well, you said you would maybe be leaving early, but you never said for sure.
oh, I thought I was telling my side. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I wasn't entirely sure. But yeah, so I'm never entirely sure because it's a crapshoot. But point is that I was trying to leave early on Sunday from the restaurant, which would have been somewhere between early as any time before 2. So somewhere between like 11 and 2 would be leaving early. And I was trying to leave early because, to come here to our house and work with my dad. And it would be like electrical things and all that sort of stuff. So we were having that conversation. And I remember something like I was telling Amanda, she's like, Amanda said, do you want me to come over, presumably after she was done working in the morning? And I probably said yes. Amanda can tell me exactly what I'm said, I'm sure. But I probably said something like, yeah, or we'll see or something. And because I wasn't like, I don't know what to say. Like, I knew what was going to happen. I was going to be working with my dad alongside him doing some sort of electrical thing or something in the attic or something that like Amanda wasn't going to be directly working in that job. So like she could have came and, painted or whatever in the office because we're finishing that up. Something like that. So anyway, I got off the phone with her, fell asleep, and went to work, and then ended up leaving around 11. And at that time, I drove over here, and I was a little mad because I was about to leave the restaurant, and then they were like, "Do you want to eat something?" I was like, "Well, I don't want to eat something." Then then a bunch of people come in because it's fucking restaurant, and the food service industry is the worst industries in the world. It's a different topic for a different time. But I would never hope anybody to work. I would never tell anybody to work in the food service industry. But that's again a different topic. Anyway, I was pissed because I ate, and then like 6 tables came in, and I was just like, I fucking knew this was gonna happen. But I was able to leave anyway, so whatever. So I left. Then I got over here, and I didn't call Amanda. I didn't text Amanda during that time. My phone was still on silent. I got here, and my dad was already here. Like he was in the driveway, so I didn't even have time to like process. I want to make sure that like if anybody helps me. In this case specifically my dad, I don't want to waste anybody's time. So I just kind of like went into like, okay, let's get some stuff done. I was asking a bunch of questions, and like we were working for, we started at 12 there or whatever. I sat my phone down again, still on silent, mistake. And then we worked, and we literally sat. If you watch the vlogs, you'll know, links in the description. We literally sat in the same spot for like 2 hours trying to get this wire through a fucking wall. Like pull this wire down and move it to a different outlet. And then, so I'm doing that, and then the story picks up here at around almost 3 o'clock. We were in the living room working, and I hear the doorknob jiggling down in the basement, like somebody's trying to put a key in, and I'm like, that's probably Amanda. And I'm like, okay. And like, I thought she was just going to come, at some point, because like, I couldn't really remember exactly what the conversation was, but I heard her coming up, and I said, as she was walking up the steps, I was like, Amanda, is that you or a burglar? And she didn't say anything, and that's unlike her. And then she got to the top of the steps, and she looked to the right, like where we were sitting. She's like, and I was like, hi, Amanda, or something like that, like as I saw her, and she's like, hi, Mark. And she's like, she had her Dunkin' in her hand. She's like, hi, Mark. And she's all pissed. And she's like, you didn't you didn't say anything to me. I texted you, I called you, you didn't answer me, you didn't tell me anything. And I was like, we've been working for hours, sitting in the same spot, trying to get this wire out of this wall. And I'm still a little. I understand your perspective still, and I'm gonna let you give your side of the story here. The one piece of information that I have to anybody that's listening has to know is that we do have Life 360, so we know where each other is at all times. So she knew I was there. She knew that was the plan. I feel like my perspective again is Amanda was mad because I didn't tell her like what to do. I didn't tell her exactly like be here at this time and start painting or something
I
like.
didn't know if you wanted my help.
Right. Um, I guess I just made a mistake there. I guess I don't know what to tell you, but I mean like there's stuff to paint and there's a mess everywhere. So like I'm not saying that like and it's your house, like you said that yesterday too. It's like it's not just your house, it's mine too. It's like yeah, you can come whenever you want. Like I mean, I'm sorry I didn't give you an exact plan. I'm sorry I left my phone on silent by accident, but you know, what definitely wasn't avoiding your calls because I didn't even look at the phone for 3 hours. And the other thing is, I don't know if I finished that point. We have Life 360, so we know exactly where each other was at. So she knew I was there that whole time too. Um, so and then eventually, I guess you just decided to come, and you were pissed at that point. So, and then just to finish it off, then I tried to calm her down, and there was a couple things that were interesting that we don't have to talk about right now. We could probably talk about that in the latter half after you give your story. But eventually, she did. We did get her set up, and she painted, and then I finished doing some stuff with my dad, and then that's pretty much the end. So yeah, go ahead.
I mean,
Please give
also,
your
also
side.
when you and your dad are here doing stuff, I don't want to like be in the way.
I understand that. Yeah.
So I like wanted to know if you like wanted me to be here or not.
Mm-hmm.
And the night before you were like, "Oh, well maybe you can paint blah blah blah." And then you just like drove here, started working for 3 hours and just like didn't tell me anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like a disregard for me.
You see, like I honestly take offense to that because I'm working on our home, so I don't know what to tell you. like it's only 10 minutes down the road anyway. So like I'm happy that you finally decided to just come down and just check it out. I apologize for all the other shit, but like I know like I didn't tell you, but it's not like I was out like at some sort of random fucking place at a casino. Like it's our house 10 minutes from where your location is currently, and I was working so we can try to move in here. So it's very different than like pretty much any other circumstance that you could draw up that where I would be disregarding you. I will give you though that the phone thing, I don't even know how that happened. I'll tell you probably how the phone thing happened was it was silent when I was working, which is it's silent, vibrate. The phone's fucked up. Normally it's never on silent, but now it's a side note. The fucking new phone doesn't have the same feature the last one did. But I was also recording a video on my way here, or on my way to the house that day because I was pissed off about the restaurant thing. So just a lot of, I guess a miscue there on the phone thing that led to me not answering. Because if I would have heard it ring, I would have said, "Hey, how are you?" So. But you want to give your spiel, or was that the only pieces that were?
Well, I got off work. I texted Mark, asked him if I said, "Hey, do you want me to come over to the house?" I said, "I'm eating, I can come when I'm done." Didn't answer me, so I'm like, whatever. And I called you, like, a while after you didn't answer. So I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I just came to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
I know it's 10 minutes down the road, but I'm not going to come here and then, like, leave. Like, just wanted to know if you wanted me to come here.
Okay. I don't know if that warranted you getting, like, actually mad over, but.
You didn't I didn't hear from you at all. And I know you
Amanda,
keep.
you knew 90%
I
of the
know.
fucking plan. Like, I'm actually starting to get like a little aggravated the more that I think about this. You knew 90% of the plan. It is not like I just left and you knew where I was. Like, you actually physically knew the location and could track my fucking movement, because that's a normal thing that I think all couples and families should have. Different topic for a different time. But like, you knew 90% of the plan, and then my phone was on silent, so you didn't get the last 10. So like, I think you blew it out of proportion a little bit. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that, and I understand where you're coming from, and I said I'm sorry, but I really think you blew that one out of proportion a little bit, because it seems like I needed to like tell you explicitly like exactly what to do. And if that's what we need to do in our relationship and moving forward, then I guess I can do that, but I'm going to need to get better at doing that, because like that's like a side issue that I kind of realized from this, cuz like yesterday you were like, let's switch gears slightly to the conversation that we had after you got here. Because that's a really important thing that I think really nobody kind of talks about. I don't know if people talk about this in relationships. Like, what you were saying yesterday was really interesting to me, and something we need to chat about. You were like saying that like you don't want to do things, or you don't want to do things because you don't want to mess them up, or it's like you don't know, like with this project and stuff. Like, it seemed like you need my direction on everything. Is that the case?
Well, I feel like you're like taking over.
Okay. Why do you feel that way? Taking over the house project?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So,
And when we were painting last time, you were judging my painting
when was that?
the whole time. When we were painting the office.
Okay. So, let me ask you a question. If you are painting a wall, and if you're painting a wall in our house, do you want it to be done correctly? Or and if I know like 1% more information than you, would you rather me tell you about it, or would you rather just fuck it up? Like, I told you, like, watch out for runs or something. Do you think that I was like an asshole in saying it? I mean, like, do you not want me to tell you things that I know that you don't? Normally I feel like you think I'm a pretty good explainer of things. Maybe it was just that instance that I don't even remember that. I felt like I was just telling you kind of pretty decently. Just not having it anymore. I don't know what to tell you.
What do you want me to say? You have an order of the way you're doing things, so I don't know.
Okay. Would you rather things be done in a different way?
No.
Okay. Um, do you want to lead the project?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Just trying to understand where you're at and where you're, if you're unsatisfied with certain things, or if we need to change some stuff up. Because I'll tell you how I feel. I feel like, yeah, absolutely. That is the personality that I have. If we have a task, if we have a goal that we're trying to do, I'm going for it, right?
Yeah, so I wasn't just gonna show up and be like, I'm painting when I didn't know if you wanted me to paint or not. And like, I feel like that sounds fucked up because like I know it's my house and I should be able to do stuff when I want to do stuff. But like, it's also like you're here more than me and you have like a plan, I guess, like you always do. So I wasn't just gonna show up and be like, okay, I'm gonna paint what you guys do, blah blah.
I get that. I respect that. And I think that makes sense. The thing that I want to make sure that we don't run into, though, is I have that mentality and I have that approach, and that's the type of person that I am. Like, we have a goal and I'm going to do everything I can to be meticulous and get to the end, right? And get us to it, right? The one thing that I want to make sure that we don't run into, the issue that we don't have, and I feel like we're right on the borderline of having this issue, is you feeling like because I'm doing that, you don't have a say. Do you feel like that? 'Cause it seems like you feel like that.
I don't know.
Because that is not what I'm trying to do here.
Not really. I mean, you always ask me my opinion. I just feel like
I feel like you don't have an opinion most of the time. Which is, again, that's a different problem, but that's actually more concerning than the other one, I think.
I just think we're doing so much.
Right.
So it's like.
I can understand that. I think different people have different levels of overwhelmingness.
Yeah, I mean.
Different capacities.
Yeah.
Do you think your capacity is lower than mine?
Oh my God, that sounds horrible.
It's just a simple thing. You just said, like, we're doing a lot of stuff, and you're like making
No.
it sound overwhelming. It's not a small amount of stuff by any means, yeah. But I just feel like, again, it's a perspective thing. I feel like we talked about this recently. It's like you think of it as like so many things, and I think of it as so many things, but I'm only checking one off.
I actually think I don't feel as overwhelmed anymore since we started painting and stuff. Because I feel like it's coming together. I think before it was a little bit more.
I don't know. That again is even like a separate thing. That's like a personal feeling.
No, I don't.
I don't know how to tell you. The only thing that I can say is look at a big list of tasks and just eat a elephant one bite at a time. I'm pretty sure is a saying. So we just talked about this the other day.
What?
You were feeling like anxiety and or anxious that we were like not moving in yet or something. Was this on the last episode or sub conversation? I don't know.
I think this was like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something.
Opinion, open forum.
Oh, also, but like, I guess like the flooring and everything, like, obviously I'm gonna help do the flooring, but like that was also more like your realm, like you.
Well, I have more time than you to do
Yeah.
things. Okay, so let's just tell that like it is. But yeah, I got us samples, and then I sat all the samples on the table, and I said, based on what we said before we even looked at flooring, right? We said white and dark. No? Did we agree on that?
Yeah, I'm not saying we didn't agree on something.
So are you saying that I just went and got the flooring, or what do you mean?
No, I was just saying that's more you
Understanding how to lay the flooring?
how to do, yeah.
Well, I've watched hours of content on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to say you don't have hours of time to to watch on that, but that's just something that I do. It's like, I need to do this. I'm going to figure out how to do it, right? So, and absolutely, yes, help lay the flooring when it's time, 100%. But let's just pivot from that for a second on the flooring conversation, because you made the comment about the painting yesterday. Let's imagine, right, all the painting's done, and we are on our knees on the office in the corner with the first plank of flooring. I am going to need to teach you how to do that, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to know how to do that. I mean, it's not that hard, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm going to need to give you some tips. So don't act like it's like I'm judging you on how you put in fucking plank. It's like I'm just telling you, like, look, hey, we need to put these planks in this way.
Yeah.
Is that that's kind of how you made the painting thing sound?
Oh my god.
Come on, let me hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear your
I
rebuttal.
don't have anything to say.
Let's hear your rebuttal.
I don't have anything to say. I guess sometimes I'm sensitive.
I try to play to your senses, yeah. If you don't want me to talk to you sometimes, just say, Mark, you're being a bitch. Shut the fuck up. Or listen, I can't deal with your shit right now. Shut the fuck up.
I guess.
Because I talk a lot.
Yeah. Well, another thing that was weird to me that you said, like, you're, like, having so much fun, and you said, like, you're worried you're, like, not gonna be, like, having as much fun, like, when we're, like, moved in and, like...
Did I say that?
Are you saying you're like enjoying this more than when we're like living together? Or,
Did I
like,
say that like that?
you said some.
Remind me of this conversation.
It was, I think, the last episode or something. It was something like that. I don't know. And I said, well, there's always going to be stuff to do.
I'm
so.
100% going to say that I don't remember the conversation. I don't doubt that I said something to that extent, but thinking about that right now, I don't think that way, right? So whatever I said, if it's on tape, take it with a grain of salt. What I think to in response to that, to me potentially saying that, is that I am enjoying this, but this is extremely difficult. Like I just told you this the other day. This is harder than I thought it was.
Well,
I'm
I
not going to
don't
say extremely
know.
difficult because it's not that hard. It is like kind of exhausting though in a lot of ways.
And you have a lot of time. Like, I
Yeah.
don't. People, it's like if I was with someone who worked as much as I did during the week, like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
This has made me empathetic for people that have homes and they don't have the time to get them to the place they need to be. However, big however here, okay? I have a lot of time, right? And by the things that I'm doing, we're gaining, our income's starting to go up with these different things. We're finding different ways to make money. Obviously, we just achieved monetization on YouTube, all these different things, right? However, if you are the type of person that's working a lot, because I was in this situation, don't act like I was never an employee. I was an employee, and I came home and I fucking worked more on my own things, right? So I don't want to deviate the conversation ever, but what I'm saying is if you're working as much as you are supposed to be working, not you, okay? This is a general you. If you're working and you're devoting all those hours and you're not putting yourself, and this is a very generalized conversation, but I'm saying in my experience, if you're working and and most of your time is spent doing that stuff, maybe you should develop a side hustle in that other time, perhaps, because I think I would recommend what I've done for literally anybody. But the thing is, like, for certain people, if you're working a ton of hours, hopefully you have more money, right? Bless you. There comes another one. Bless you. Hopefully you'd have more money, right? Because time and money, right? And if you have more money and you don't have the time, then hopefully you don't waste your money on stupid shit. And let's say you had this goal of renovating this house, you could pay other people. Here comes another one. Oh, there it is. Hopefully you could pay people to renovate the house. You understand? It's a constant battle, time and money. You're buying more time. Right. So, and Amanda made a funny comment the other day. She's like, we're painting, or she's painting, and she says, can we have somebody paint our next home? And I was like, yeah, 100%, because at that point, we're doing this because it's our first home. We want to document it. We'll document the next process, too, but we don't need to do every single fucking thing in the next house.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
This is a great learning experience,
Painting, I guess painting's not that bad. Not bad.
It's long, man.
I feel like it's taking forever. I'm very interested to see if Mo moves.
We've owned the house for less than 2 months.
Yeah, but I feel
a month and a half.
I swear people can like paint a whole room like over a weekend. Well, they probably do it from like 10 a.m. to like the end of the day. Like, I guess. I don't know. I feel like it's taken us forever to paint 2 rooms.
I don't disagree with that. We're probably not painting fast. We're not painting extremely consistently, and we're painting wood trim, a lot of it.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that I will say, because I don't think every time people paint rooms and say, we painted the room. It's not hard to paint a wall.
No, I think a lot
and the ceiling. Paint the ceiling too.
A lot of it is because we're painting the doors and the trim and you have to do.
We're painting literally everything in the room.
And the windows, yeah. So, but I think if we literally, maybe if like, I don't know, I guess some people literally do like from 10 a.m. on Saturday to whatever time at night, literally paint.
We did that in like the first couple days of the other room. We painted much more consistently in the other room.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it. The only thing I'm worried about is the paint coming off like the wood parts a little bit, because we didn't sand everything. Started sanding now, but what were you going to say?
My mom says that my stepdad was going to paint real fast with the living room and kitchen, so I'd like to see.
I'll tell you what. I was in the living room today, obviously, and there's a bunch of shit in there. and some of it's not really movable per se because there's nowhere else to put it. So I'm trying to clean up, trying to keep a clean workspace, but it's getting rough.
It's
Just because we're
November.
remodeling everything, and
It's
it's a small house.
It's November
Smallish house.
15th, and our furniture is supposed to get delivered December 14th.
I'll tell you this much. Here's how I would love to do this. I'd love to get all the rooms, the 3 rooms painted.
So we should probably do the living room first, right?
What?
We should probably do the living room first.
When you say first, I don't know what you're talking
Before the kitchen that you don't even want to paint. Before the kitchen.
Yeah, the kitchen's still fucking with me.
We're painting the kitchen.
You painting the bathroom too?
Yeah. But I feel like we gotta go to the living room.
You know what I hate? I hate
Because
halfway remodeling rooms. If I'm going to remodel, it's going all the way. Hate that.
What do you mean?
Because the kitchen and the bathroom are going to look like poop. Because there's going to be white paint on the walls and like all this other brown and weird shit.
I don't think it's not going to be perfect.
The other rooms are going to be perfect. They're not going to be perfect. I'm not the word
house
perfect is
is
not what I'm
not
shooting
gonna
for.
be
I'm
perfect.
just shooting for like a good DIY finish.
Okay, well, we're like a month and a half in here.
Do you think this is a long time for remodeling?
I think
We're remodeling everything.
No, I think you need to calm down about the kitchen. I feel like you want to remodel the kitchen like right now, and you can't stand to look at it the way it is. When I thought we were gonna
Not really. No, I don't mind doing it
for a couple years.
I don't mind waiting on it, but like we're talking about it like before we're done with like that initial piece of it, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What do you folks think? Do you think we should paint a kitchen that's gonna get remodeled?
Yeah, but we don't know.
Renovated?
We don't know when it's gonna get renovated.
As soon as possible.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Who's gonna pay for that?
We're gonna pay for it. It's our house. We'll update you on the kitchen.
No.
We'll update you on the
No.
kitchen. You want to redo the bathroom?
No.
All right.
The bathroom's fine.
All right.
We're
update
gonna
you.
eventually, like, in less than 2 years, we're also gonna be getting married. So, like, that's gonna cost
I'm not
money.
paying for that.
That's gonna cost money too. And he's freaking out about the kitchen. The kitchen is fine. When we originally purchased
The
the
wedding times are going to be very interesting.
when we
Oh, man. Those episodes are going to be great.
What?
Those episodes surrounding the wedding conversations are going to be so great.
When we originally bought the house, we said that the kitchen would be like the last thing we were gonna do, and now Mark just is like freaking the fuck out about the kitchen.
Not really. No, I don't care about the kitchen
You
at
keep
all.
saying you want to do it as soon as possible. You just said that.
Okay, that doesn't mean like tomorrow. I'm saying that like you're
Well,
saying we should paint a kitchen that we
I-
are going to renovate. And I'm saying like maybe we should just not. Maybe we
Yeah,
should just
but
wait and then renovate it.
Yeah,
and
but
then paint
how long? It's
a year. Under a year.
Can't it still be painted?
Maybe.
It looks bad right now. There's like
Thank you. We're in agreement.
that. Like, I mean, the paint.
I think the whole thing kind of doesn't really look good. So, I mean, if you just slap some paint on it. Because the other problem is the floor. My plan right now in my head is to make it so we put the floor up to the kitchen and we throw a little transition piece in there just for the time being. And then when we actually redo the kitchen, we can put the rest of the flooring that we have, because we have enough to fill the whole space, the rest of the flooring that we have in there. That's my plan, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll update you on the kitchen. I don't know what's going to happen there. So, but, yeah. So, we got that. What other fun stuff? Oh, I might as well throw this in here because we're talking about the house. I had a buddy of mine come over to look at the trees and such outside on the exterior, and we got a nice quote to take down a bunch of shit outside and remove a bunch of things and make the house look way nicer on the exterior. And hopefully that'll happen within the next month. That's big. Big tree going, timber. Hopefully it doesn't fall on our house. Just kidding. They don't let it fall. They take off the shit up top. Yeah. What else are you excited or scared for? Nothing. Are you excited about the new light switch that we found out what it does? So now you can like walk out of the bedroom and flip a light switch on, and then walk back into the bedroom, look out the window, and see into the backyard.
No.
No, not excited for that.
I'm excited for the furniture,
Yeah.
but the living room has to be done first.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I was gonna say this earlier. Yeah, we got to we get this office finished painting, and then the way the flooring should work, the way we should do the flooring, is we lay all of the stuff down. We lay all of the underlayment down, get that all sorted out, and we should do the flooring all in one swoop. Just boom, done.
Well,
all 3 rooms.
next week I have a 3-day week, and then I'm off for 6 days.
Well, we better make sure that those rooms are prepped. I'm going to tell you here one more thing, though, that I am concerned about. Me and my dad are still doing a lot of rough work. And I have a big problem with that, putting like finished items in while we're still doing the rough work. Does that make sense? Like work that makes things dirty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just going to require a lot of touch-up and probably a lot of cleaning. Because dust and shit. So, I don't know. Going to be a lot of cleaning involved. Also, when you paint something, you're supposed to let it sit for 30 days before you scrub it.
Really?
Yeah. Paint's got to like cure.
Mm.
So.
Well, I really want to try to get the furniture on time.
Yep. Yep. Better get to work then. We're almost done. Almost done that office there. Probably get that painted. Probably get that completely done this week, the painting. And I don't know, that bed being in the way is just a bitch. But we gotta get to work.
Yeah.
You got anything else? We gotta go. Well, I mean, we not necessarily do some work now, but Amanda's got to get to the gym. She's got to get swole. So, all right, guys. Well, that's another episode there in the books. Make sure that you check out the vlogs. They're in the chat description box down below. If you want some merch, Aim of the PM merch, aimofthepmpodcast.com/shop. If you want to ask us a question about anything we got going on, there's a link down there to do that as well. But that's it. So as always, thank you so much. This has been another episode of AM and the PM with Amanda and Mark. We thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. We greatly appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys in the next one.